Sam and I are reunited once again.
And it feels so good.
It does.
But Carrie Ann, did you hear about the recent study that was done? A British Mental Health Foundation did a study on men who watch and play sports. And it says it's a good outlet for guys to express emotion and get in touch with their feminine side, which we know a lot about, of course. And because it allows them to, you know, slap each other on the butt.
What is with the butt slapping? I don't slap Mary Sam on the butt when we do our stuff.
Hug each other, you know, when they win or lose and need that, you know, uplifting support.
Right.
You know, it gives them a subculture where it's okay to be feminine and show your emotion.
But when is it okay to cry in sports? Press conferences?
Mark Cuban. How can we all ignore what Mark Cuban did the other day? When Dirk Nowitzki accepts the MVP trophy, Mark Cuban is up there breaking down.
Yeah, I was really wondering what this was about. Was there motivation behind it? Was this sincere? What's going on, Mark?
A lot of speculation that he was probably doing that to take the heat off his star player, trying to show him, you know what, Dirk, we know you screwed up in the first round of the playoffs, but we still love you. You're still our guy.
What about injury?
Now that's a touchy one. You know, it's like, if you're in pain, I can understand the tears.
I can understand the tears if you are injured in front of 30,000 people, except if you are Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade dislocates his shoulder, cries like a baby, gets taken into the locker room in a wheelchair. I mean, come on, that is a little over the top. Yet we see somebody like Sean Livingston who threw his knee across the other side of the room, got up like a man, and maintained.
Did not shed a tear. Dwayne Wade, I mean, really, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense, especially when you have football players having the same injury on a daily basis on the football field. They pop the shoulder back into place, and the games begin. It doesn't make sense to me. But then there's also the crying when you win or lose.
Right.
Now, when you lose, how could we all forget last year's NCAA tourney? Adam Morrison. The game wasn't even done yet, and the guy was already shedding tears.
Yeah.
Now that's inexcusable because you still have a chance to win the game. The Bruins had a slight lead, but he's already breaking down crying. What does that do for your psyche?
That is your extreme feminine side. I don't even think I cry that much. But what about Tony Romo? I mean, who can forget Tony Romo? I'm sorry. In this instance, Tony, you should have cried. You should have cried your way out of the stadium because there you just messed up the whole game. There's tons of people watching. I would have cried too.
Carrie Underwood had to give him a hug after the game to make him feel a little better. But then what about when you win, when you're just so happy on top of the world, all your dreams come true, Michael Jordan kissing the trophies, you know, crying, and who's ever going to question Michael Jordan's heart?
Never, never. He could still win games. He could come back now and win and cry and cry and cry, and nobody would ever question it. Same like Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, who can forget the hug to his dad afterwards? I mean, that was really emotional. And you know what? I really didn't mind that one, truthfully.
But then when his father died and he won the British Open, shortly after his father's death, broke down on his caddy Steve's shoulder. And you know what? We all understood, but did you notice his caddy was kind of like, okay, enough crying already, you know? You're still like the best golfer in the world, you know, maintain your composure here. But then there are also times when you cry for personal reasons. Kobe Bryant.
Who has a press conference to tell their wife he cheated on her? I mean, I don't call a press conference to tell I cheated on my homework.
You know, you mean so much to me, but you know, he still cheated on her, so what was the point of all of that?
Yeah.
But then you've got Derek Fisher. After one of the games in the playoffs, you know, Derek spent that day with his child who was suffering from the eye tumor, cancer, and you know, he comes out, plays the game, makes some big points for his team, is interviewed after, and you know what, he breaks down.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I didn't mind it, you know, because it gave me a chance to see the other side of Derek Fisher. You know, the emotional side, and every father out there, every mother out there, if your child's injured or hurt or something like that, you're gonna break down, and that's okay, Derek. That stuff we don't mind.
In fact, we applaud you, Derek Fisher, for showing us that you are beyond, you know, a celebrity athlete and you're actually human. But we still have to ask the question, Carrie Ann, when is it okay to cry in sports? And if it's okay, you know, when? What instance?
You tell us. And check us out at sportsbabestv.com.